Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be analyzing Euro GDP, this very simplest way you can actually understand it. So let's get into it. I understand so many ways people find it difficult to analyze their charts, so I'm going to be making this very simple. Like, of course, we have different method on the channel, on the YouTube channel. You can see a lot of ways that you can analyze your chart, but I believe the reason why you are watching my video today is because you are still finding it difficult to analyze your chart. First of all, in the monthly time frame, what we can see is where I want to really emphasize on is this aspect, because this is where we are trading on. This is where the chart is, so this is where our focus need to be, this year and year. So I'm going to draw a support and resistance here, right here. So we'll know that, okay, this is our focus. We are in this box, right? So we'll go to the weekly. We can see that is on a consolidating pattern on the weekly time frame. You can actually trade this as a swing. If you are a swing trader, you can see this is the way swing trading is, like from top to bottom. You can see how it works right here if you are a swing trader. But that's not my emphasis, because there's a lot of way, like I said, there's a lot of way you can actually trade the forex market. So you can see an uptrend just broke to a downtrend right here on the daily time frame, but we are going to be going in deep as soon as possible. So let me take you deeper. So what I do is that I draw my support and resistance in this angle. I draw my support and resistance right here. So to buttress more on our emphasis, so we are inside this box right here. So what are we going to do when we know that we are in this box? So I will go to the daily. We can see that is also consolidating. Inside this consolidating pattern, you can see it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. So let's go to the 4-hour time frames to see more clear picture of this up and down that we are actually seeing here, right here. When looking at it right here, you can see that it is going down right here. It's building a downtrend right here. At this place, this point of our emphasis is giving us a downtrend right here. So let's go deeper and see more about this angle, this area of concentration, this area right here. So I want to know what's happening here. So we can actually see that it gave us a down. From this downtrend, it started building a uptrend right here. From this uptrend, it started going down, and it actually broke last higher low. So when a trade broke the last higher low, which is this red candle, is the last higher low, this red one, because it's the last opposite candle before the swing high, is known as the last higher low. So that's what I describe as the last higher low. So you can see that this trade have actually broken this last higher low. So this means that it can't move any further upward. So that's how I make my decisions, because it has broken a structure that convincing me that this trade is actually going down from this place, because it broke this structure, this higher low. So this structure is no more valid. So what is happening right here is you will actually see a pullback to this break of structure, a pullback which is happening right here before it continue to the downside, because there is already a break of structure. So let me take you to the 1-hour time frame so you can understand what I was actually saying. So you can see that this trade from right here, you can see it's giving us it was an uptrend here. It's giving us a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. So when it gets to this place, you will notice that this is the last higher low. This place, this angle is the last higher low, which I actually enlightened, draw a resistance right here, which I draw a resistor right here. So you notice that this place is the last higher low. And this higher low, anytime a chart, anytime the last higher low is broken, you know that there is a change of transition, there is a change of position. So that's how I determine my change. I don't go about placing a trade at this area thinking, oh, because the trade have reversed and I will not place my trade here. So what if it decided to go and create, because this can be a higher low, this can also be a higher low, this pullback can also be a higher low, then it pull up again to the upside. So to be on a very safer place, you make sure that there is a break of the last higher low, which is this, and which is what happened over here, a break of the last higher low, which is what happened over here. So after this break, then you wait for a pullback. This is the pullback we are getting. So after this pullback, you can place your trade right here. As you can see, I'm actually going to place my own trade right here. But before I place this trade, another aspect to consider before I place this trade, so I now know that I'm going to place a trade right here. I now know that I'm going to place a trade right here, going to the downside. So the another thing people face, another problem people face in placing a trade is not that they don't know how to place a trade or what to do, is because sometimes they don't know how to enter a trade and how to exit a trade, and which these things I suffer for a very long time. So I'm just going to be putting you through on how I do my own analysis. So I now know that I'm going to be placing a trade right here. So what I do is that I draw a trend line. I draw a trend line on my trade that I want to place. So it's supposed to give me 3 touches, and which is the in my own analysis, you have to, it's supposed to give me a 3 touches, which gives me a very strong conviction on placing this trade, which is this one. This is the first touch, this is the first touch right here, this is the second touch. And in drawing your trend line, you need to draw your trend line at the tip of the trend. So this is the first touch, this is the second touch, and this is the third touch. So the third touch does not really matter that much, because it's going to take retail trader money in the third touch. I don't know how to explain this deep. So in the third touch, you can see a lot of the first, okay, let me explain this very well. So you can see that this is the first candlestick on this third touch. So probably because I have said that in the third touch, that's where you place your trade, and I have lost so much money in this concept. So you can see that this is the first candlestick to get on this third touch. Let me get in deeper a little bit. You can see that this candlestick, this green candlestick, this one I just highlighted, was the first candlestick to give you that touch, that third touch in question. So you can see, let me change the color to, okay, you can see that this is the first candlestick to give us that third touch. So a lot of us, because you have watched a video that said the third touch, I will still show you how to enter a trade using the second touch, but the third touch is a very accurate way to enter a trade. So you can see that this the candlestick that give us a third touch of this candle. So a lot of people just come and place their buy after the candlestick formed. You now know that, okay, this candlestick are formed, and you can see that there is a close of this candlestick. After the week, it closes here, so you can just come and place your trade here and say, okay, It's giving me a third touch. Let me place my trade here and expect maybe 1:2, but you will get it very wrong, because there is always a manipulative game going on the third touch, which I actually want to buttress on right here. So on the third touch, you actually need to dig in deeper to know how to actually place your trade on the third touch. So you don't just place your trade, you have to take it deeper a little bit, which I'm actually going to be touching right here. So what you do is that on this third touch, once this third touch has been done, what you do is, you know that in this 1 hour time frame, you are already got your three touches. So you go deeper to the 15 minutes time frame, to the 5 minutes time frame, to see if it's actually giving us a higher high and a higher low, so that we can, if it's actually forming something like this, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, so that we can actually take our trade, so that we can actually do the same thing we did in figuring out this trend. So let me take you deeper a little bit. So you can see, let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. So this is the 15 minutes time frame. You can see our first touch, our second touch, and our third touch. You can see what's happening right here on our third touch. So we can see what's happening right here on our third touch. Today's date is Friday 1st of September to 2023. You can actually go at 6 p.m. So you can actually check out the trade in anytime you want. You can see what I'm actually talking about. You can see that this is the 15 minutes time frame, and you can see that it's actually giving us a higher high and higher low, or you can call this a head and shoulder pattern. So what I'll do, I'll go to the 5 minutes time frame and see what it actually formed. It's clearer picture. You can see the head and shoulder pattern forming very clear. So before the head and shoulder pattern, what we actually got first of all was this, in this 5 minutes time frame, was what we are looking for. We can see that higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then we'll see higher high, then we see a higher equal, we can see a equal low right here. We can see that it did not give us a higher low, it gave us an equal low. See, this is where you know that the pattern is being changing. So what you do is that you patiently wait for a break of this head and shoulder pattern. So you patiently wait for a break. So you draw a line for this, so, and wait for a break of this pattern. Of course, what you're actually going to get is it's going to come here, possibly it's going to come here and touch, and it's going to come here, and touch and break. When you see a break for this, or of this pattern, which is also a break of the last higher low, like I told you the other time, when you see a break of this last higher low, which is this, the last higher low was this push. So when you see a break of this last higher low, you actually know that the pattern is changing. This last higher low, when it break this structure, you can see you will actually get a pullback. You actually get a pullback. That's what's going to happen. You actually get a pullback, and after that pullback, it start creating a higher high, a lower high and a lower low, a lower high and a lower low. So when you get this pullback, so when you start getting ready to enter this trade, when you want to start getting ready to enter this trade, this is what you will do. You will see a break of this neckline. Once there is a break of this neckline, you wait for the pullback. As soon as you get the pullback, then you place your trade right here. You place your trade right here after the pullback. Once you place your trade, so you take to the next area that you know, maybe once in a 1 to 2 ratio. But what I do is that I I I don't always feel go take much, because a lot of people lose money in this aspect of coming out of the trade. So this is how you come out from the trade. So you can see the opposite side of this trade, though we don't analyze looking at the opposite side, but this is always going to be a confluence. So what you do is that you see that this is the last this is the last swing low right here. So what you do is that you take to this last swing low right here. So don't pass this line, because there's going to be another pushback. So as soon as you take to this point, and which is actually 1:3 or 1:2, then you wait for a pullback again to finish up, or you just stay and get to break even and make it a break even. As soon as you get to this neckline, maybe you take your stop loss to break even, maybe to this point. Take your stop loss to this point to break even. As soon as there is a pullback, you know that you will not run into loss in case this trade actually go to the opposite direction eventually. So don't forget, we are only analyzing this trade the way we see it. Oh, you can see that all after everything I did, you can see that this trade is still going up to this side. So that's why I don't take trade when it's not in my confluence. So I wait for this trade until it get to my confluence. So there is nothing that is not, as soon as if this trade break this neckline, there's nothing stopping it to come to this place. So that's it. That's this for this chart, guys. And this is actually a 80% win rate that I'm giving you. So hope you, if you do enjoy this video, do sure to subscribe, like, and turn up your post notification bell, because I'm going to be diving in deep and giving you a easy and simpler method to analyze your trade. Don't forget, God bless you and remain blessed. Bye, love you all.